This Might Be Risky sponsorship package is here. Have your ad run on our live streaming episodes, linked in the video description and attached to our many hot take clips. The channel is fast growing with thousands of views and subscribers. Don't miss your chance to grow your business on one of the fastest growing platforms on YouTube. Join the family today. This might be risky. Email us at thismightberisky@gmail.com if interested. Hashtag Indeed, hashtag do the right thing.
All right. Y'all can hear me all right?
Yes.
Good, we good. Good evening. How everybody feeling?
It's a wonderful day. Beautiful day in Zamunda.
You already know she's about to start her shit, boy.
Shannon, how's it going?
Good.
Good. Okay. I can dig it. You looking
A little
nice.
hungry.
Yeah, why?
Just came from workout class.
Yeah, what you do?
Everything. Boxing, weights, running.
How long you was there? Half the day?
No, I just went there. It's 7:00.
God damn. It's a lot. I need to pay you. Rotunda, what up though?
Hello, everyone. Everyone out there.
Chris, what up? Welcome back.
Hello.
You all right? Jesus Christ.
I'm a little tired.
Oh,
I'm
God.
struggling a little bit.
What else is new, man? You don't even work
I
that
know.
hard. Mary was good.
What's up, y'all?
Everything all right?
You know, rough day, but
It be like that
I'm
sometimes.
off tomorrow, so.
Oh, that's what's up. You good then. Get yourself a drink or something.
No. That's just water.
Mary
I
was
ain't got no tequila.
on- She was on fire last time. Sis was
Yeah.
good.
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay.
Your mic sound almost as good as mine.
Okay.
All right, so we got to get this show started.
Love can't get no love. You didn't ask me how I was doing. Did you?
I thought, my bad. What up? How you?
Messed
I'm
up.
fabulous.
Why you got your shoulder out like that?
Giving the people what they want.
So I'm on travel, so I don't have all my buttons and shit. So it might have a little bit different feel. But this is a new series we're gonna get started. Women's point of view. All right. So this is episode 1. So I was actually having a conversation with Sis this morning and yesterday, right? So we're going down this whole like what's what, this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. So I said, okay, that inspired me to officially start this series up. I've been procrastinating on it, but it's lit now. You know what I mean? So we exploring today. What the hell do men want? We have these back and forth conversations constantly, right? And I think the picture is unclear. So I wanted to get the ladies' point of view to maybe clarify how you guys might think we feel, how we respond to certain things, our outlook, and then maybe how you guys feel and explore it, which I think.
I love it.
Yeah. What you think, Shan?
I love it too.
All right. So let's start it off with this. Sis, you up first. One word to describe dating men today.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, it's mysterious.
Mysterious.
It's chaotic and mysterious. I couldn't figure out which one to choose.
Okay, so it's chaotic dating men today. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Love. What's one word?
Disastrous.
Jesus Christ. Mary. One word.
Hopeless.
Hopeless. Chris.
Tiring.
Damn. Rotunda.
Scary.
Shan. You muted.
Fear.
Jesus. Now that one resonates a little bit. Love. What makes it so disastrous?
Both sides don't know what they want, and so they think they do. It just is one big disaster. Communication is lacking. That makes it disastrous.
Now you said both sides don't know what they want and they don't know what the other wants.
Both.
So
So
both
how do
of
you?
those things?
Right. So how do you know if you don't know what you want?
Mhm.
That's the problem. So how can you articulate your needs and your wants and your desires? And
Do
you
you-
say you want one thing, and then you get it, and then you're like, I hate this. I don't want it. It's disastrous.
Okay. Mary, do you think it's possible to not know what you want but know what the other side wants?
Yes. Want me to elaborate on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so in reference to men, a lot of times they just tell you what you want to hear.
Mhm.
So they try to show up as their representative because they know what's gonna reel you in, which sometimes isn't the reality of who they are.
Chris, does everybody show up with some form of representative, or does everybody come as they do? Are some people is anybody capable of coming with their truest self?
I feel like that depends on what stage you are in when dating. Like if
So
you
first date, does everybody come with a representative?
well, I mean, when I say what stage you are in dating, I mean like kind of like your age. Like the younger you are, I think everybody is showing up with a representative. But the older you get, the more you date, the more you kind of just get tired of all this stuff, the more you show yourself because you don't have time for a lot of, games and stuff.
But would that come across? How does that come across, you think?
You
Does it
mean
come
like,
across like you're tired, like you said?
yeah, it can be. Like you're just like, you know what? This is what you're gonna get. You either like it or you just keep moving.
Rotunda, based on what Chris said, would that be putting your best foot forward, or is just a tired foot forward?
I would say a tired foot forward.
And how does that resonate with the person you're on a date with?
It doesn't, because they're going to know. They're going to know whether or not you're putting your whole effort into. And I think we've all been on dates where we know a person did not put their effort, whether they dressed a certain way, whether they on their phone or whatever the case. I think we know that.
But why is showing up like yourself with not a representative, not showing effort? Like I think that is effort. I'm not saying that you're showing up to a date looking a mess and all that other stuff. I'm just saying like you're showing your true colors right off the bat. You're not trying to fool anybody or anything like that. It's like, this is what it is. This is my effort to like try to get to know you.
I think it was a note that you described it with, right? It felt like a negative connotation, like you was tired and jaded, and that's what may be represented.
No, I think just tired in general of just the games that people play when you are trying to date, like at a certain age. Like people in their 20s, they not tired. They got all the energy to be, dating and fooling around and showing up different types of people at every date and all that. Once you get to a certain age, you're just like, no, I'm tired. I don't have energy for this. You better come as you are, and I'm gonna come as I am. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, then on to the next one.
The sis. So Chris is saying people start to be the genuine selves as they get older. But do you think a woman's value increases or decreases to a man as she gets older? To a man.
Well, according to you, they decrease. It decreases, especially if
Well, no,
you have
don't just be
children.
genuine. If you think, well, I'm asking you what you think.
Well, I didn't think so until I started listening to you guys. I didn't think our value decreases based on the amount of children we have or the children we have, and then as we get older, our bodies start to look different. I I I was fooled. I thought men just I don't know. I thought men just take you for who you as you are, no matter how old you are. Because when you grow up dating, men just date you based off of what they see, how you sound, how you feel to them. That's just it. But as you get older, stuff has changed. That's why I said it's mysterious. I don't be knowing what they really want. Well, I know what they really want, but you're like, oh, you didn't want nothing else. You want sex, but what else? That's why I'm saying it's mysterious. Sometimes they'll lie just to get some tail. So that's why I said mysterious in the first place. But I don't know if I answered your question, but
so I want to get the question answered. Love, can you answer the question?
I was gonna just piggyback off of that. I think the last question was asked.
Okay.
I think that a wise man should value dating an older woman. Like, as women get older, we get better. And because we know what we want, we don't put on pretenses. We are more comfortable with our bodies. And we know what we want because we've been through some crap. So we know what we want. And as I've gotten older, I also believe that I don't really feel like I have to acclimate or be something that I'm not to please a man, which is valuable because you come in, I'm giving you all of me and who I am, and not, doing the whole whatever you like. And I just think that women today, that when we get older, even sex gets better with us because we know, touch me here, suck this, rub this. Like we're more comfortable within our bodies. And so that's what I'm saying. As we get older, we definitely get better. But men look at it negatively. An unwise man does, because they think it's, sexual decline. But our sexual drive goes up as we get older.
But some of the things you named, like you said, what you won't do for a man. Why would a man take that as inviting?
Well, as when I say like the whole whatever you like thing, I think wise men would value that. Like, we're not gonna, because you can't sustain that. If I come in the relationship saying whatever you like, whatever you want, honey, that's kind of fake, because it's not always going to be whatever you like. And so that's what I'm saying. I come in to have with my own opinion, my own thoughts, and you get that instead of me saying whatever you like. And then, because I can't sustain it 6 months down the line or a year down the line before I got you, then you're like, who is this chick? Because now I'm really telling you how I feel and what I want.
Okay. So Shannon, do you think that doing what your man likes is not sustainable?
No.
How come?
Because you should be yourself.
And you're saying women aren't being naturally themselves by doing all that that man wants?
Yes, a lot of people don't be themselves. They just, some people been single for a long time or in and out of relationships and just trying to get it right, and they lose themselves and try to, just please the man and not themselves. They become someone else.
So why do you think? So shout out to Al B. He's watching from Twitch stream. He's saying he prefers women younger in their 20s. Why do you think that is? And most men would agree. Why do you think that is, Rotunda?
I think that is a control thing, because anybody's scientists have all said that women with age we have higher sex drives, we perform better because our attitudes are a little different, We don't have to overextend ourselves. But I think that particularly men that are in their late 30s, going up to the 50s, saying that they prefer a 20-something-year-old, I think that is, I think that's an actual case for, basically training them.
Okay, so you're saying that when you get a puppy and you could train it to do it what you want, right?
Yeah.
It's also more likely not to turn, more trustworthy, and it takes on your mannerism, right? And you do have control over it, but it does have some free range in thought. Now, but just as a comparison, getting something young and bringing it up, that doesn't make sense to you?
No, because a dog also, depending on the breed, will
Mhm.
turn on you regardless because they're bred that way.
Oh yeah, like which ones?
You have pit bulls.
Pit bulls don't turn.
They do turn.
Now,
More
I know
like
pit bulls.
Rottweilers.
I know pit bulls specifically. That's how I know they don't turn. Now, if you mention a Doberman, you would have that might be correct. So
Them
there are
too.
some breeds.
A pit bull may be loyal to their owner in certain times and in certain spaces, but there is evidence that if they're doing something and they're in a space that they're not comfortable, they will turn on. They won't listen to their owner.
Now you see how you switch the word. So
What
a
is-
hard-headed dog with lockjaw is not the same thing as turning.
Okay.
Can I just correct your word real quick? I'm uncomfortable.
Go ahead.
You said groom.
Mhm.
That I don't like that word
Why?
because when a woman is groomed,
Mhm.
you're grooming her to be your slave or to do whatever you want her to do. Grooming?
Mhm.
Old men groom young girls to do what they want them to do and depend upon them. That's a problem.
Okay. What you think, Mary?
But my aspect of it is, why does it have to be in a sense of being groomed? Yes, I do agree that men are attracted more to younger females because they can mold them, right? So this is going to be somebody that is learning a whole new experience of life with you when you're older, because you pretty much, for the most part, would have everything set. So you're bringing on, for instance, like a child, someone that you into your world, per se, because they're not going to have it all together mentally, emotionally, whatever. They're not going to have it all together. Now, I'm not going to automatically say that when men do that, it's because they want you to be their slave. Me personally, as a woman, any man that I have been with, I've had to teach how to love me. So that's kind of the same aspect of being like, hey, this is what I like. You have a choice if you want to do this, and you have a choice not to do this. You get what I'm saying? But this is what I like. This is how I like to be treated. So I wouldn't necessarily say all men are just grooming somebody to be a slave. A lot of times when they get these young women, they don't know anything about real life. You get what I'm saying? So I've seen good outcomes where men have been with younger women and they have become very successful. They have started their own businesses. Most of the time the men are providing the funds. Their businesses, they've been successful, their relationship is successful, and they're not slaves. They're submissive, but they're not slaves. You get what I'm
Mary,
saying?
how fair is it, Mary, for a man to have lived his life already, but he wants a young woman who hasn't? That's what I'm saying. Like you purposely get a man purposely get a woman on purpose, younger, before she lived her life to experience what her wants and needs are.
But why is that his fault? She chose to be with him.
Yeah, right. It's not her fault, but like you said, somebody said she's depending upon him. So it's like you get this older man with money.
She's benefiting. That's what I'm saying. So you can't look at it as somebody doing something wrong. If when she looks at it, she's like, oh, he got bread, he got his own house. I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that. She's benefiting in her mind. So I'm not looking at her as a slave that's locked up with a nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she, in her mind, she's benefiting because, like I said, there has been successful marriages with that age gap that the women are greatly benefiting. So because she do a little extra submissive shit for her nigga.
So also Asia, so those men, right? generally speaking, if they get a younger woman, she's gonna be more physically attractive. I don't know if you guys know the top things that men prefer from women. One of the top number one, arguably, is beauty. So they get this woman, right? And that man hasn't lived his life. If he's a high value man, let's say he has a boat or a yacht, he grinded it out to get there. So now he's able to live his pleasures at 37, 40 when men start making their money. So now he's about to live it out, and he finds a girl that he can live it out with that doesn't have all those experiences.
And sometimes doesn't already have kids, 2 and 3, 4, 5.
Hold on, Mary. What do you think of that, love?
I just think we're stronger together when we both bring our experiences together. I do. I just do not. It's not equally yoked. It's not equitable. If he has all this road experience and brings all this to the table, and she doesn't bring anything but her youth and her body, you're creating a dependency on. You know what I'm saying? It's just not equitable. And I'm all about being equitable, equally yoked.
Yeah,
but can't he bring her experience?
Well, hold on, Mary. I think what we need to realize, love, is we have different values, right? So
you and I are men and women,
like men and women.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to ask Shan a question. Shan, what if I told you? Well, I want to also expound on your one word, fear. What if I told you that men think women are fear-based? Like they don't do or they do based on fear. As an example, women want to make sure they have a job so they don't, because they fear having to depend on a man, right? So a lot of women make choices out of fear. Do you think that's fair?
No.
Okay, tell me why.
I don't think you should make choices like life choices.
Well, we think women operate in like a fear, like women go get guns for fear of being taken advantage of. Right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think every man would think like that.
Okay, most men
think that we operate out of fear. No, I don't operate out of fear.
No,
but I get fearful in relationships.
Shan, it's a little contrary, but expound on it before I judge.
I don't think I operate out of fear. Like when I make a decision or make choices, life choices, I make my mind up and this is what I'm gonna do. I mean, I gotta take it whichever way it comes. So I don't operate out of fear.
Okay. But fear was your word.
I was saying fear as far as relationships is trusting someone.
What do you think about sis using the word chaotic? Do you agree with that word too?
No, that's her word. I wouldn't use chaotic.
How about mysterious?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is it because you guys can't read us, you don't think?
Right.
Or you think you can?
And guys want you to read their minds. And we're not mind readers.
Let me play this clip. I wish I had my clap. Can everybody clap so we know we did a good job now? All right. Sit. See.
No, because it's so much was said and I got all these thoughts. But go ahead and play it.
No, it was good, right? Everybody, it's a lot to ponder on. But we can continue that convo. I just want to play this clip right here because what I got scrolling now, I want to bring maybe we can provide some clarity to how we think. I think that might be the biggest disconnect. Like Shan said, you said, Shan, that we want you guys to be mind readers. All right, 1 second.
Yes.
All right. You guys see my screen?
Yes, we see it.
Okay.
Men are allowed multiple women. Women are not allowed multiple men. If a woman has multiple men, you cannot ensure paternity. In the modern science of the devil, just because we can work out how the dad is, doesn't mean the actions are accepted. In the will,
that's true.
Under the will of God. I can walk and have 10 wives behind me. That's perfectly acceptable. If a woman has 10 men, it's disgusting. Absolutely vile. Yes. Females should not talk to any man besides Her brothers, her father, and the man she's with.
That's barbaric and savage.
So, it's barbaric and savage. How do you characterize that, Rotunda?
Is that how y'all think? Is that really how y'all men think?
What'd you think, sis? What'd you think of that clip?
Sounds like the way society thinks, from what I could hear from the clip.
Okay, Mary, what you think?
It's reality. Double-edged sword. Like,
what's your first thought on that, Chris?
I'm just trying to figure out what point he was trying to prove by saying all that.
Shan, what's your first
I was
thought?
thinking control.
So, so how men think. I have that scrolling for a reason. So what if I told you that even if the men in the comments try to pander, men feel what he was saying in that clip to some extent. Like we would say, even if a man wants to be monogamous, he would still agree with that sentiment in saying women shouldn't be with multiple men, and what based on what Andrew said, or the only men she should be interacting with are the people that are directly related to her, other than her man, himself.
And we don't typically have an issue with that. That's not our problem. We don't have that problem. The biggest problem is what the guy said from the other stream thing that you put up is you guys men are attracted to women in their 20s. That leaves a whole population of women feeling insecure for no good reason. Like that's the problem in society.
Well, what it is just to break that down. If a man doesn't have children, younger women would be more attractive, right? Because he wants to procreate.
Would they be attractive or would they be an asset? It's different.
Both.
It does no. It doesn't mean
if
that
something can birth your children, it'd be an asset and it'd be more attractive to you.
And that just because something's an asset doesn't mean that it's attractive. It just means that it is going to benefit you in the long run. And I think that most men pick their spouses based off of ultimately whether or not the woman is going to take care of business in case he can't.
No.
I do. I think I think they do. And I don't know how many elder couples you know, but when I look at a husband who's frailing or is sick or whatever the case is, and you have a conversation with him, he says he picks his wife because he knew that she was going to take care of him and take care of business. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
and I was it.
But is that
going to take care of the household?
But is that a bad thing?
No, I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm saying is, I don't think men pick their spouses based on.
Look at the men. Look.
Men.
No, look at Kev. I don't know Kev.
The comments at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But you said, my thing is, you said that you feel like men pick based off of if they get sick, not well, whatever the case may be, they can take care of everything, pretty much, correct?
Yeah, I think they pick them as an asset.
But isn't that something men should be looking for?
I think they should. I'm just saying, I think men think like that. I think when they're ready to settle down, they are picking their spouses, not their girlfriend, not their concubine. They're picking their spouses based off of an asset.
But is that a bad thing?
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that's just what it is. I
thought you were making it like it was a bad thing.
Absolutely not. I think it's what it is, and I think that's it. And it depends on what he feels is an asset. If he wants a model because he thinks that the model is going to bring him glory or whatever the case is, he's going to pick the model. If he thinks that his wife is a politician, she's a successful politician, and she's going to get him contracts or whatever the case, he's going to pick his spouse based off of that. He's not going to pick his spouse based only on the fact that she can make a baby or only on the fact that he can show her the world. I don't think that's why somebody picks a spouse.
Yeah, and so what you're saying, it sound more or less, but that's not how men think. And that's why I wanted to play that clip for you, because it sounds outlandish how he delivers it, what he's saying, but men agree with what he's saying. I just use that clip because it's so, you know what I mean, like the stuff that he's saying. But like what you're saying, Rotunda, beauty, the fact that she can have a baby, respectful, agreeable, those things far outweigh some of the things in which you mentioned to men. And I just want to get you guys' thoughts on that when Love said we are, what was it, like Neanderthal-esque?
I said that was savage. What he said was savage and barbaric, because I want to address that, because he said a woman should only talk to her brother or her father or her husband. But what about it? So she shouldn't work? That's the barbaric part. That's the savage part. So she can't have any other relationship but the men in her family. I think that's antiquated. And I think that speaks to the men's insecurities. Because if you're so scared for your wife to talk to another man, whether it be at work or as a colleague or as a friend, that's a problem. Or why are you so fearful, sir? She can't talk to anybody else. She can't work.
So here's the thing, right? In the West, you say that. In the East, it's completely normal that men do not talk to your wife. That your wife does not deal with other men.
So the woman,
the woman doesn't work. So what if I told you most men would prefer their women not to work? If they could
that's
help
what I'm going to ask you. So I want to see the comments for the men. So they really prefer their woman not to work so they can rely on them?
So let me just, and you guys can, I just want to give you the info, right? And then you guys can break it down. Men, Mike just said it, Kevin just said it, but men are very territorial. So let me give you an analogy, right? I have a car. You know those new $200,000 cars? You can, if somebody breaks in it, they cannot drive it, right? That's how the system works, right? You can't jump it, or what's it called, hot wire, you can't do any of it, right? But if you saw somebody breaking in your car, you know they can't take it. Are you still going to defend said car?
Yes.
And so even if your woman is completely loyal, men in her face, this, that, and the third, I mean about her. It's about your territory, right? If another male lion comes to a male's pride, they're going to duke it out. I don't care if you try to be nice. It doesn't matter. There's only one lion in the pride. That's how men look at their women.
So I know you said East versus West, but here we live in the West. And so I think it's interesting how culture, some men in the Western culture cherry pick Eastern culture. I just think it's very interesting, number one. Number two, because of that, Love. So because of what? Because of women working, or because women
can you read the super chat for us?
I did. Hey, Mike. It's been a while, sir. We are behind as a culture because of that.
Shout out to Mike Brown with the $2 super chat. Go ahead,
Asia. Mike. It's been a while. I missed you. So I think it's just dangerous, and I think it does speak to insecurity. So women in the West are different than women in the East, and I think it's cultural. And we, as a Western society, right, we can't cherry pick what we want to cherry pick based upon what we want to happen. And I think that what works here works for us in the Western culture. We have women that are having inventions. They're working collaboratively with men. They are leading. I mean, I just think that if you relegate women just to speak to their husband or their brother or their father, you are cutting off the advancement of this society. I really believe that, because women in the East also can't hardly drive. So do we really want that? No. Yeah. How you gonna drive the kids around? We're gonna wait for you to get home and drive the kids around?
Have you been to Dubai?
Yes.
What's so backwards about that?
They can't.
The advances there, but you're saying like technology. I mean,
I know I'm talking about the advances of women. Huh?
No, my bad. No, I'm saying okay. I see what you're saying. Like people.
Right.
Okay.
The advances of people, and again, women, they can't drive over there. Women can drive here. Women can vote here. They can't vote over there. So we can't cherry pick, pieces of that culture and bring it over here. So it just doesn't fit in our society and our culture. I think society and this culture has benefited from women's vote, from women's rights, from women's inventions, all of that, because they're allowed to freely congregate and walk around and be free human beings such as men.
Chris, do you think that our society here is more progressive than those other societies in terms of how well we're doing?
No.
Yeah, why not?
Just in living here and traveling in general and seeing other cultures, I feel like we are behind in certain aspects.
Do you think the freedoms have hurt us or helped us in terms of all the things we can and can't do?
Both. I feel like we shoot freedoms are great, but I feel like sometimes we shoot ourselves in the foot because of it.
How are families doing, sis, with all the progression we have?
Well, there could be more Black families. We're not together like we should be. So I guess we're not doing that good.
Okay. I mean, I like the answer, just honest, I just don't I'm not sure. Like there's in a lot of those cultures, Shan, what do you think about the fact that there's no word for divorce? You on mute.
Okay. What you say again?
Yeah, so hey Shan, don't fall asleep with your eyes open.
I'm not. I just wanted you to repeat it again.
Yeah, so there's like in the Middle East, a lot of those cultures, there's marriage, but there's no word for divorce. People sacrifice and make do. Do you think we're better off?
I think it should be the same way on this side because it's a lot of divorce and people just don't work at trying to stay together. And I just think, I guess back to the freedom, I think that does get in the way of a lot of women being dominant and the marriages just don't work after that.
What would you say if I told you the stats say between 70 and 80% of the marriages are dissolved by women?
I didn't know that.
But now that you know, how you feel about it?
Something to think about. Okay. And so can I just dip in there real quick?
So I want to get Rotunda.
No, go ahead. Rotunda, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Adrian. Go ahead.
Real quick, I just want to talk about the divorce rate. And the divorce rate has increased. I will not deny that. But understand why. Back then, best believe, if women could have supported themselves, they probably would have got divorced back then too. They stayed around because they couldn't work. They stayed around because they were dependent upon this man. And so he didn't do a super chat. Why is his
I'm just sharing more.
Okay. Share my girl Racine too.
Okay.
And so there are times when divorce is necessary because of abuse. Women were getting their heads beat in before. They were getting cheated on left and right. But they felt they had to stay. It wasn't they stayed out of love. They stayed because they had to. They felt they had to, put it that way, because they weren't getting hired. They weren't getting paid. They had all these freaking kids because that's what they felt they should have done and had to do. So I just want to make sure we're giving all of the variables on why divorces increase. Should people try to work it out? Yes, absolutely. But part of that working it out, I think that it takes two people to make a marriage work, and we all know that. We all realize that.
Do you think the lack of faith that we have now is also another reason for the higher rates of divorce?
Rotunda. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Rotunda. Do you think some of those things Love mentioned could be true? I think that's the color purple syndrome. Do you think that a lot of this is also because we lack so much faith now? Like I'm always talking about our community. So like our Christianity, the Christians ain't Christians anymore. Because
I don't think that's the case. I'm gonna give an example, and I want to let's go back to those Eastern countries over there.
Sure.
Let's be clear that if a man in those Eastern countries, including Dubai, abuse, murder, or do anything to their wives that disavows their families, society deals with them. Let's be clear about that. There may not be a word for divorce, but their communities and their societies deal with them. That's one. The second thing I'm going to say is this, to piggyback off what Love said. My paternal grandparents were married until they each passed away.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother said one day to me that she pulled a gun out on my grandfather because he put his hands on her. And as she got older, she said something to me, because me and my ex-husband at the time were arguing in front of her. And she said, I didn't go through what I went through for her to go through what I went through. And I need for everybody to understand that, yes, a lot of us are getting married and we may not know what marriage is. We may not know the ins and the outs, and we may not have had the time to sit and study somebody or even learn that process. But that high divorce rate here has a whole lot to do with knowing and learning yourself first. It has very little to do with religion or me wanting to make more money than my spouse. It has a lot to do with just not really knowing yourself and knowing what it is that you want in your life. What do you want in a spouse? I agree with you, Hamp, when you said, I don't think people really know we don't know what y'all want. And I agree that with Chris, I don't think we take the time to know what people want to be in a marriage. And like Shannon said, work it through. But I think that's a life lesson. I don't think it has anything to do with women advancement or anything. That is just a part of being a human being.
Okay, so you got divorced.
I did.
Yeah, I wanted to comment on your question about the church, religion being responsible for divorce. I feel like it is to a certain extent, because a lot of church mentality, like Christianity, was very boxed in, and it kept a lot of people in bondage. And a lot of that bondage does relate to marriage, because back in the day, it's like if you got divorced, you were going to hell. A lot of the repercussions of the church, and not only with just divorce, like, homosexuality, all that other stuff, is like you're going to hell. And so people were fearful of that. So they stayed in whatever situation that looked like. And now it's like, as generations go on, people are getting further and further away from religion and more into spirituality. It kind of frees people up, and they're allowed to grow into themselves and who they were supposed to be. And as you grow, you sometimes realize that the person that you're with, you're not growing with them anymore. You're growing apart. So it's not that you don't love that person anymore, but you just you're not a match. You were never really a match, because you were never really yourself. You were going along with what you were told to do.
But what's the percentage of so-called Black Americans that identify as Christian?
I don't know that statistic, but I feel like a lot of us will just throw that name around willy-nilly, because that's how a lot of us were raised.
Well, I guess my question is, people are still identifying as such, so what changed about the Bible?
Nothing changed. I feel like the Bible didn't change. It was the pastors that were preaching the stuff incorrectly, and people realized that they needed to get away from that.
Okay, so what did it say about homosexuality that changed?
You're saying the Bible or the people?
The Bible. Like, what did it say differently 60 years ago than it says now? I'm just trying to understand. Like, are you saying that people are just disregarding, which is my initial statement about the loss of faith?
No, so I'm basically saying that certain things, and I used homosexuality as an example,
Yeah,
amongst
that's why I
other
said it.
things, marriage and stuff, kept people a certain way, like in bondage mentally.
Okay.
Right. So not being able to grow because you're listening to someone saying like, hey, if you wear jewelry to church, you're going to hell. If you wear makeup to church, you're going to hell. That type of stuff keeps people where they are instead of them being able to grow.
So question.
So go ahead, Mary.
Do you believe that people shouldn't get married? Because to me, primarily marriage is a religious thing.
So I feel like what Rotunda was saying earlier is that before you get married, you should know yourself and not yourself based on what somebody is telling you or what, you're boxed in religion. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with religion,
Kind of.
but I feel like.
Well, Chris, hold on. You are right. You're saying that boxed in, somebody was teaching it wrong. They got away from become spirituality. So you would be saying by nature of that there's a problem with religion.
Okay, so we were talking about Christianity, right? So if we really look at that and we go back, so that religion was taught to us as slaves to keep us in check. So you have to look at it and see how Christianity has evolved over the years. So I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with religion or spirituality, but the way that it was taught to us was incorrect. So the Bible is not wrong. It was taught to us the wrong way, and we held on to that stuff. And now a lot of people like my parents are just now realizing, and they're getting free of those things that they're taught. So I don't think there's anything wrong with marriage or with religion, but like Rotunda said, you got to know yourself before you get with somebody else. You have to grow yourself. That way, when you are growing in a relationship or in a marriage, you're growing together the right way. You're not growing apart, you're growing together.
Okay. Sis. Hold on, Mary. Sis. Shan, you had something on it? Well, I just want to ask a question.
It's like I totally agree with everything she just said.
So Shan, let me ask you this question then. In the New Testament, the Bible says you can only divorce for adultery. So it doesn't even say anything about like physical abuse, unfortunately, but it's very specific based on what Jesus said that you can only divorce for adultery. So that hasn't changed, and that's not a misinterpretation. So what do we do with that?
I can't even answer that one right there.
Well, no, and I'm not trying to trip.
I didn't live my life on
okay
divorcing for. And someone asked how many people on the panel was married. I'm divorced.
Okay,
I was married.
Gotcha.
Well, I didn't know that the question was whether divorce is right or wrong. I thought you just said like why are the divorce rates high? So that's kind of what my response was too. Is just people are growing out of
Yeah, no, I got it. But I guess the one point, Love, you can answer. The one point, Chris, you said that they were teaching it incorrectly. So I think some things, such as women adorn themselves in modest apparel, could have been skewed because the Israelites used to be decked out, right? Just as an example. But in terms of a divorce, it's very explicit. Go ahead, Love.
Okay, so much was said, and I'm hoping I didn't leave my thought, but religion was weaponized and still is weaponized, and I have a problem with that. It's been weaponized against us. Christianity has morphed over the millennia. The Bible as we have it now is not comprehensive. It is not all inclusive of all of the books. Some are taken out. I think that expanded consciousness is the way to go. And so if you want to be a Christian or whatnot, there's nothing wrong with that. And I identify as that. But I'm expanded consciousness Christian, right? And so I understand that those 66 books in the Bible, there's more books than that. I understand that the oldest Bible is a Coptic Bible in Ethiopia. I understand that. I understand that. What, sir? You're shaking your head. We have to listen with the open mind, right?
Oh no, I was just in terms of the oldest. It's not right, but go ahead.
It's older than the King James. I might have got the number wrong, but it's definitely older than King James. The point is, the one that we are looking at and that we use and has been weaponized, that's not the oldest one. That has been sliced, diced, chopped, and screwed. Not saying that there's not things in there that are good for us, but a lot of that has been misinterpreted and misaligned purposely to control people. And even to this day, people will beat you over the head and weaponize it against you to beat you into submission to do certain things and to think certain ways. And as people have begun with the expanded consciousness, that's when I think, it's like, well, maybe I don't want to get married, or maybe I don't need to get married, or maybe the way I used to think is not the end all be all. And that's all I'm saying. And so now that women are expanding their thoughts and the way they think,
they're super single, right?
Well, I mean, super single is not a read. And so it's funny because I get that a lot. One of the questions was how many women are married on the panel. It doesn't matter. Like, being single is not a read at all.
That was based on the convo, right? It's just specific to the conversation.
I want to be very clear. I just want to be very clear. I just want to say this, and I'm going to be quiet. Let someone else
talk. All right, go ahead. Do you think?
Being single is not a negative or a bad thing. Sometimes, and some people, women, because we're talking about women, like they always try to read women by you single. Well, that's not a read, because some people choose to be single because they love themselves. Mm-hmm. They feel complete and content and whole with being who they are, and they understand that before I connect with somebody else, I want to ensure that it's value add. If there's no value add, then why do it? Mm-hmm. And so if I don't see a value add, I'm not missing on anything about being married. I don't need the money. Mm-hmm. But extra income be nice? Of course it would, but not to my detriment of my peace of mind, not to the detriment of my soul. Women also want spiritual enlightenment from men. You see a lot of women in the church because women are naturally very spiritual. I believe that women are very connected to God. I really do. I think that's how we're made. But I ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole. I'm gonna let somebody else talk. But I talk about this all day long.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thoughts that you shared resound with the masses, because it's easier, right? Because if you go through the Bible and really read it and follow the commandments, it's super hard, right? For niggas especially. So I think what you say is flowing. Like, it's like, yeah, you could do this or that and fuck all that. And Jesus was bullshitting. You know what I mean? So no. I get it. Well, not saying you was going that far, but people can take it. Because what is it called? Something consciousness?
Expanded consciousness.
Right. That's like a sanitation specialist, is a janitor, or what they call them, environmental specialist. Or
environmental tech is what Mary said.
Right. Environmental
he's a janitor.
Yeah, he flushing the toilet like a motherfucker, but all of a sudden he an environmental tech.
Because he's ensuring the environment is clean and safe.
Exactly.
So there's an expanded role.
Well, no, I don't want to. I'm just saying, just in terms of, I get it, and I think the world will align itself with that in the West, because it seems a little bit more free flowing, which would seem to be easier.
Never mind. Go ahead.
Just based on, right, just because of the flow of it. Ratan, did you have something on that specific? Because I wanted to ask Sis a question.
I mean, Ham, you said there was no divorce in the New Testament.
I didn't say that.
You did say that.
I said that you can only divorce for adultery.
You said you can only divorce for adultery, but that's not true. 1 Corinthians states, chapter 7, verse 15. Let's do facts. I told
he said. So you want me to tell it to you, or you want to read it?
I'm saying it to you. It says, but if the unbelieving
you want to go, let her go, right? Let her depart, right? That's not divorce.
That is divorce, because you can get a divorce without anybody signing.
No, he said if the other wants to go, you let him. You can't force him to stay.
Let him go.
But that's not divorce. Go to
that is divorce.
We could do this later. Go to 1 Corinthians 5 to get the context, and then you read up and you'll understand that.
Let's do that later.
Because you notice how I knew where you're going, because you think Paul is speaking law. He's speaking his opinion. If you keep reading,
1 Corinthians was the beginning of when they started to establish the law because of all the ungodly things that were going on.
You have no clue what it is that they're saying there. Go to 1 Corinthians 5 first, then you can read up.
About it later, but that's that thing Chris was talking about, where people was misinterpreting what the word was talking about. You gotta go to what was going on during that time.
You see how I knew what you were saying, and that's only in Corinth. But also, if you keep reading the 30, Paul will tell you he's giving his opinion. Now, if you go to Matthew 5, start at 17, get to verse 30, Jesus will tell you the actual law because he's Jesus.
Okay.
But we don't need to go on that. We can get edified on that later. Yeah, but Paul doesn't create law. The law comes from Moses.
He wasn't creating law. He was establishing a standard because of the ungodly things that were going on.
Exactly. What was happening in Corinth in chapter 5? The men were sleeping with their father's wives.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I said ungodly things. That's what I said.
Yeah, but if you go to Leviticus 18, that's in there. See,
Okay.
you gotta just chill. I'm not trying to do that because it's not gonna go how we think it's gonna go.
Podcast is for anyway. Sis, you don't ask Cisco a question.
Yeah, it just get ugly for people, like, you know what I'm saying. So, sis, damn, I forgot because I was about to smoke Rotunda boots on that shit, but I didn't want to.
As I'm new.
Nah, yeah, you my man's though. But yeah,
I'm not a man.
You my man's whatever. I thought you said we could call people. See, now you confused.
I'm not a man, yo.
I don't know, man. I'm just, you all right. But yeah.
No, listen, before
mm-hmm.
let me, you ain't even let me talk. But so I'm trying to get some. Here she go. I'm trying to get some understanding in regards to what Asia was saying as well. Now, I understand.
No, but you have a question for her, Mary? Because I do want to get to the next topic.
I want to make a statement.
All right.
Well, kind of a question, I guess. Question is in there. So,
okay.
Do y'all believe at the same time that religion that we all don't, some people don't like so much, that religion has been the reason why marriages have actually stayed together in a benefit point of view? Because I feel like and I mentioned it on the podcast before, I feel like with religion or some type of belief, this world will be chaotic as fuck. So there has to be some kind of structure, some kind of belief in regards to, of course, like marriage, people keeping their vows. You know what? Let me do right because I made this vow under God, whoever you call your higher power. So I wouldn't look at religion as being something that would negatively affect the marriage because you're supposed to stay together. Because I've seen the benefit where it's like, you know what? We're having a rough patch in our marriage. Let's go to church. Let's talk to, a pastor. Let's talk to, somebody where we can kind of refocus the reason why we got married and things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that only works when you're equally yoked, though. Like she was saying earlier, like religion is not going to help you when you were never supposed to be together in the first place.
Well, I'm saying it brings structure. It brings a type of structure.
I agree with you on a case by case basis.
Yeah, because it's like I said, like I believe marriage is. I'm not technically a religious person, but I believe marriage is a religious act because you're making a vow under whoever your higher power is to abide by these laws or rules or regulations or whatever the case may be. Yeah. So I don't look at it as a bad perspective.
Yeah. Final thoughts on this topic. Sis, you got anything? I know we kind of veered a little bit. Because I just wanted to kind of point out some of those crazy things that men think. Like no male friends. Oh, let me ask this just to sis. Rotunda, did you want to comment on what Mary said real quick? Okay.
No, I think she's on point. I think it just, yes, structure is needed. I just think, like Chris said, like Love said, you have to be equally yoked. You have to really want that and believe in going to church for that structure.
Yeah, fuck church. Sis. Sis, what if I told you that men feel slighted by the fact that you had boyfriends or a husband or anything in the past? What if I tell you they almost feel like in some type of way you cheated on them?
It's chaotic. That's crazy. That's why I said y'all nuts. It's your fault. It's your fault. We're like this. It's your fault. That's chaotic.
So, but how do you feel? You just like that? They bugging?
They're bugging. You guys be bugging. Because it's almost like if a woman has never been with anybody, you're not looking at her like, what's wrong with you? Nobody wanted that. Like,
No.
what's going on?
Okay. So you think we want to have our cake and eat it? Like she got to do everything and be everything?
Yeah, like other men got to be attracted to her. She can't be a monster. She, like she's had to have lived life in some way, shape, or form.
There's no such thing as a freaky virgin. You're not gonna sit there and get a freaky virgin. Like y'all want virgins or virginal women, but you want her to sit there and do handstands and circus tricks. How you think she learned circus tricks? You wouldn't know anyway. Like I said, I've only had 2 partners anyway. But
what if I told you that men don't mind teaching the right woman?
Teaching the right woman.
What if I told you men do prefer purity, but it's so hard to find nowadays?
Are y'all pure? Y'all fling dick everywhere.
Oh,
so y'all aren't pure. So how dare you?
Asia, what I'm saying. Go ahead. I'm just saying
you
I'm
may
saying.
You may not mind teaching the right woman, but you're also probably cheating on that woman with the Jezebel down the street that Eddie refers to. Mm-hmm. So, and then if the one you want finds out, now that creates trauma within the relationship. So guys, I know Ratana's talking about she not my man's, whatever. But guys, I'm just telling you, this is how the fellas think. It would behoove you to take it and try to process it in some way for your benefit.
So let me
get clarity. Let me get clarity. I just want clarity. So
it's a clarifying question because I do want to move. I want to move on.
I just want to get clarity because I'm a learner.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
my thing. Are you trying to say that a woman is not open to her man teaching her if she's not a virgin?
No. I was just saying because Jay just said you want backflips and all that. If a man can find a virgin, right, and he's ready for that, he doesn't mind teaching her. Not saying he don't want to teach at all, or
so he wants to train her.
He will, yeah, 100%.
He wants to train her how to satisfy him.
Yeah.
Not even if she's not satisfied.
Y'all don't do that? Y'all don't teach somebody how to fuck you as women?
Yeah, I think. Well, in terms,
I don't think that's what we're talking about.
I'm saying she's teaching her. He wants a virgin to teach her how to satisfy him, but she don't need to know how to be satisfied. Is that what you're saying?
Well, those are 2 questions. Does he want to satisfy his woman? Of course, and he doesn't mind teaching her how to satisfy him.
But how does she know how to be satisfied if she's a virgin?
She gonna keep having sex with him.
But if they doing it how he wants to do it, how is she being satisfied?
How is it not the right way for her though? Too at the same time.
Like how does that
grow?
work?
But are you saying that it's important for a woman to sleep with other men? Because aren't you guys? What is that term called, love?
Virtuous? What?
No, like that spiritual.
Expanded consciousness.
Yeah. So aren't you guys expanded consciousness people?
I am.
So if you believe in soul ties and things of that nature, it makes no sense for her to get soul ties from people she's not going to be with when she could be with him and learn from him.
Well, she's not learning what's satisfying her.
How not though? How
so if she don't know?
Listen, if you're open to having,
we're kind of saying how so if she hasn't been with other partners. Are you saying she needs to be with multiple partners to learn what?
I'm not even saying she got to be with. I'm not even saying she got to be with multiple partners, but we cannot assume that she's gonna know what satisfies her if she's only been with him.
But
you are saying that, okay?
We also can't assume that he's not satisfying her.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we don't know, and we can't assume that because he is her only partner that she knows.
So we need multiple men to know. We need multiple men to satisfies us.
I mean, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I think you do, and I think that you need to learn even how to satisfy yourself. Because if you don't, you will be in a situation where you will be prompted to cheat on your husband.
So, Rob, here's the thing.
Yourself before you get with a man, I believe, before you even get with the man, you should know prior having actual intercourse, you should have known what to satisfy yourself. That's just what I believe.
Premarital sex. So it doesn't.
And according to him, we shouldn't masturbate because the Bible says not to, right? Him.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Either way we bad, regardless.
Well, where?
On him.
Where does it say that at?
Your Christian belief said we're not allowed to masturbate. You're not
I ain't no
supposed to kill
Christian.
your seed.
I ain't no Christian, but in Leviticus 18, it does not say that at all.
Really?
Come on, don't play with me playing the garbage. You be better off.
Oh, we can do this all night long, but right now we're gonna have to move on. We've been on this topic for a while.
Hey, sis, you see how I be knowing so quick, sis?
No, you don't. I'm not even down that rabbit hole with you. We can do this all night long.
Touch that.
Shan, they can't fuck with me, Shan.
No, don't be the hype. Don't be the hype.
But that's not in the Bible. I've always heard that's in the Bible. No doggy style, no self pleasure.
You heard that from Nana. She don't know.
Oh,
shout out to Nana. All right. Man, listen, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is an awesome convo, man. I want to go down that rabbit hole, Ratana, that we just hit, but I also want to keep going. We're gonna say y'all lock that one in about Ratana saying we gotta
sleep with a bunch of men.
We gotta catch wild bodies
with a bunch of men.
Somebody always gonna do it better. That's it's never gonna end.
I'm not even saying you gotta sleep with a bunch of men. I'm just saying. And I mean, if I say something, it's from my own experience.
Ratana, mute your mic, please. Any young girls watching, don't rack them.
I am not saying. I am not saying that you have to sleep with multiple men. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you need to learn what satisfies you.
All you gotta do is start fucking back.
You ain't gotta do that. You can get you a toy.
You don't need 100 men. You don't need 100 men.
Your finger. You do a lot of things.
So, but again, in terms of how men think before we transition, that makes you less desirable. So if our goal is to have a man, keep a man, get a man, you probably want to keep everything as desirable to a man as possible. Right? Because here's the thing about bodies. A lot of bodies matter. The wrong body matters too. If you fuck his friend,
that's true.
Right? That's it. He can't unsee that. So just be careful. You know what I mean?
But same thing for men though. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't interrupt you, Hamp. Same thing for men though. You can't sit there and just sit there and be slinging it, and you mess with her friend. She find you because you just slinging it everywhere. Community dick, and then you sit there and be like, "Oh, I messed with your friend 2 years ago," and that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, if you hit the wrong friend. Yeah, but I would say women are a little bit more amenable to it. Men it's hard for us to process that. We can't process it in the same way. All right. Let me share my screen. Let me know y'all can see it, okay?
Yes.
It's too much competition. There's too much out here. What are you doing to outbeat the competition? What are you doing to win over a man? And a lot of women, they don't want to do it. They want to have attitudes, not be in, work on themselves in any kind of way, physically, mentally, spiritually. Just think they just show up. Me being alive, being a woman with a vagina is enough for a man to choose me. But that's good news for me because I'm going to compete. And I'm glad that they've taken themselves out the competition. That's less work for me.
I'm convinced that this chick's crochet braids are too tight. Sis, just because you are a press pygmisha doesn't mean that we got to drink the poison. This clip is cringeworthy, and it gives those red pill underachieving dudes an excuse to be even more dusty. This chick would break her back to get a man, and men could pick up on that level of desperation. You're suggesting that we fight to win over the heart of a man who lacks self-control and is juggling multiple women? There is nothing wrong with being submissive and catering to a man. I have cooked, cleaned, fixed plates, rubbed feet, bathed my man, washed his hair, relocked his dreads. I've paid mortgages and car notes. I've gave him rides to work. I have spoke life into a man. I have gone to the gym and slimmed down for a man. I got my education and my money together for a man. I worked on my mental health and got better in bed for a man. I don't cheat or lie, and I show a level of respect for my man. I have encouraged my man to accomplish goals. Still got left, still got cheated on. When a man is insecure and he is seeking validation from multiple women or even men, there is nothing that you can do that will be good enough for him. This ain't For the Love of Ray J, The Flavor of Love, or The Bachelor. This is not TV, sweetheart. This is not a game. There is too much at risk for women to be competing with other women over some dusty-ass community dude. When two women are pinned against each other by a man, neither one of them win. Each woman is thinking they're winning, but both of them are losing. When a dusty allows animosity to exist between two women because of him, he is using both of those women as an ego boost. Most of these men are amused when they see two women turning on each other because of them. We are entertaining them when we do that.
So, I wanted to make sure it was a two-sided clip. Age actually gave me the question that's scrolling, so I think that could kind of fit in, but also the one that's standing. Should women be willing to compete for a man? And I said, are you, like just talking to you guys, are you willing to prove your love for a man? I feel like they're kind of intertwined. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I also wanted to put them up there just in case. But I feel like they may be closely related. Not necessarily semantics, but closely related. I think that competition is with everything that you want. But I could be mistaken. Chris, what's your thought?
I'm not competing with no woman over a man. Like, that's just me personally. I'm not doing it. But in dating someone or being with a man or in a relationship, I will do what is necessary to be in that relationship. But I'm definitely not going to go toe to toe with another woman.
Sis, what if I told you the competition was invisible, but you know it's out there? Meaning you want a desirable man, right? Like, so if you think a man is attractive, right? And let's say he's 6 feet and has those generic traits that most women like. So if you think he's attractive, it's probably for certain that other women do too. And if you're not exclusive, you would assume that he's dating, right? So is that competition there? Do you have to acknowledge it and then do your best to be the one that's chosen?
I don't know. This is tricky because I still genuinely believe a man is just gonna pick who they want, no matter what. I genuinely believe that that's just what's gonna happen. So I wouldn't feel like putting any extra effort with the man who I know is dating multiple women or something to that degree. I would be like, just keep them, have them, take them, pick them up, take them home. Don't send them back.
So question, Ratanda, based on that answer, is sis acknowledging that there's a competition and also saying that she's just not going to participate in it?
Yes, because competition in the video says woman, but you could be competing with his career. You could be competing with his family. You could be competing with himself. Like, competition, no, I'm not competing with anything, because if I'm competing, he's not ready. He's not for me. Because what's for me is for me.
Mm-hmm.
Am I willing in a relationship to prove my love for him? Absolutely. I'm going to learn him to know what exactly he needs. So I'm going to do what I have to do to prove and show that I love him. But I'm not competing with anything.
Okay. Go ahead, Mary.
You have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge that there is a piece of competition going on. It just might not be a woman. It might be something else.
But it's women in this scenario.
Okay, so no.
You're not competing?
Because what's for me is for me. If it ain't for me, then he's not going to allow me to compete.
Do you believe in free will?
Yeah.
So what if he has the will to choose and you don't do anything different or extra? Do you think you'll lose and that's okay?
Yeah. Because again, he had the will to choose. I have the free will to choose to stay and not stay.
Okay. That's fair. Go ahead, Mary.
So reality is, you are competing. Everybody's competing. That's what dating is. Dating is a competition. Now, when I'm married now, but when I was single, there were men, multiple men, trying to be with me. You get what I'm saying? The same way there's going to be a dating phase when you're dating a man, you're not the only one. Realistically, you are not the only one. Whether you know or you don't know, you're not the only one. Now, the part that I don't like is being somebody that's not yourself, showing up as a representative to compete. You know what I'm saying? Me and my husband were best friends when we met. No idea of a relationship or anything like that. Now, when we got to that stage, there were other women that still lingered on that I already knew about. Did I stop? No. Did I tell him if that's what he wants to do, go ahead and be with them? Absolutely. But I continued to be myself, and now here I am. You get what I'm saying? So it's not, just I'm gonna go toe to toe with a female, I'm gonna be arguing with females, I'm gonna be doing all this extra shit with females over a nigga. Not doing it. I was myself, but there were other women that were trying to be with him. So it's a competition in his mind because he's trying to choose. Because in reality, men choose. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that get down on one knee. Now, if any of y'all want to get down on one knee, I'm not judging. That's your choice.
Oh my God.
But ultimately, men get down on one knee. So it is a competition when they're choosing who they want to marry. Like, whether you know it or not, you're competing.
So, Mary, you don't feel you have free will either?
But why does that correlate with not having free will? I don't understand. I don't understand why women correlate submissiveness with slavery. Women doing something for their man is not free will, or no.
I wasn't saying that, because like I said, when I'm in a relationship, I'm proving that I love him. I'm showing him. What I'm asking you is, in that dating phase, did you not feel like you had free will to choose who you wanted to choose to be with?
I did. I said that. I said there were men that I was dating, there were women that he was dating, and then we decided on each other.
Okay.
So it can be looked at as a competition because you're trying to see who's the better fit for you.
Yeah,
that's still a sense of a competition. You get what I'm saying? It's not lack of free will. You know what I'm saying? I can do whatever the hell I want. I could decide I don't want you. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
So Mike Brown with the $2 super chat says, wow. He put that when Sis and Rotunda said they ain't competing. Go ahead, Shan.
I wouldn't look at it as a competition at all.
Okay.
I think you're looking at it like we're in a competition because it may be other people, but that's not something that I will hold in my mind while I'm dating someone. Like, I'm not worried about nobody else. And if a man wants you, he wants you. If he chooses you, he chooses you. But to actually have that thought in your head that we're all competing, no, I would never let that sit in my head, because I'm not competing with no one at all. And that's not even going to be a thought in my mind. But y'all chose each other. That's a good thing. But I don't think it's a competing thing.
But I think competing.
Hold on, Mary. Hold on, Mary. Let me just ask a clarifying question to Shan. So, Shan, if you had a man coming over for the first time, right, and you cooking him dinner, you gonna cook him your first best or second best meal?
All my meals are good, so I don't know if it's the first or the best. Yeah. Everything come out my kitchen is the best. I don't know. He gonna fall in love with anything I cook.
Shan, I respect it. It's called self-esteem, not we esteem. So
I'm just letting you know. I don't know what's a second meal from a first meal.
If somebody had a gun in your head and it better be good or else, there's a meal that pops in your head that you would cook. Me, I'm a fried chicken. Because I know
fried chicken.
Yeah. My mom had this recipe. The shit is, I'm telling you. So that's what I would do so they don't blow my fucking head off.
Oh no, I'm not gonna fry no chicken.
Okay, so again, in a hypothetical, right? Because we just having a conversation. You're gonna cook your first best meal or your second best meal? Because you
I'm
don't
going
seem
with
like the type that
I
doesn't
might-
make a great impression.
Listen, I probably will go with the first one.
I'm going with
Why
the
not?
second.
I think I'm gonna go with the first one.
Yeah, I think I would too, because I want to
First
put my best.
impression is
No.
the best impression.
No, I'm going with the second.
I'm going with the first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cook whatever he like. Ain't no competition.
It's
Just
the
whatever
first.
he like.
It's the first. If it's no competition, this is
So
the
why
first
would you go with the second?
I'm going with the second because it's still going to be good. It's the second best. It's still going to be good, but when he does cross that line, he's gonna see what's better. You get what I'm saying? You got to give room to grow. You got to give room to show what else is on the other side. You don't want to give all your best at once.
I'm going all in.
So,
So go ahead.
So questioning, who thinks it is a competition? Nobody. I mean, Mary,
think
you
it's
stated it.
Competition, right?
So nobody else.
So Ham, I want to ask you. I think you said it. I just want to be very clear. You
Yes,
mean
ma'am.
with women only, or with like what we're trying to say, the career, the family,
Women here. I think
women only. Okay.
yes, ma'am. Because I think men get to seasons right where they like, okay, I got to put my head down and grind, and that may not be the best time. But if he's suiting, he's looking for potential mates. That's the season that he's in, and so now he's looking for the right woman.
So I mean, I hate to say this, but yeah, because yes, competition does exist because there's way more women than there are men. And so competition exists because of that. It's all about if you're willing to enter into the competition is the question. And are you going to let that be in the forefront of your mind when you do things, which I don't recommend that you do. Because when you think that's in the forefront of your mind, you do things that you can't sustain. You'll sit there and try, you get to that part, you'll sit there and have sex with him every single day. You're not gonna be able to sustain that more often than not, right? You're gonna do things that you just can't sustain. So when you put that in the forefront of your mind, you're kind of setting yourself up to lose. So just understand that, you are who you are. And if you feel that you're the best for him or you're the best option out there, just be naturally who you are. And at the same time, knowing there's other people, other women, sometimes men, grasping for his attention, but don't let that direct you and guide you in your efforts and in your actions, because you're going to set yourself up for failure.
So
That's
young
kind of what I wanted to say a little bit. Like, I don't believe there's any competition. When you land on the right one, like, you know it. And I think he'll know it as well. Like, I'm not sitting out here. Like, when I hear competition, I'm thinking like, okay, this girl got him a PS4 and then the next girl got him a PS5. And then it's my turn to get him the next PS whatever. And I'm just like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not even going to put any attention in that area. Like, if we're supposed to be together, we will, and I don't have to do what they're doing because what I'm already doing is enough for him.
So
just be naturally who you are.
Yeah. So, but you have to be absolutely trying to be the best version of yourself. And
yeah, obviously.
What if I told you, man is gonna make a decision if he has an options? The meal may be the last thing. What if he like, damn, I can't choose. They both soft, fit, feminine, submissive. But Shan put her motherfucking foot in them ham hocks. I know y'all sending motherfuckers still eat pork, so you know what I mean.
No, we don't do that over here.
Right. I thought pork was like cigarettes. That shit played out. But
honestly, I feel like
you get no pork in my kitchen.
I feel like men choose, regardless of all this like stuff, superficial things, looks, whoever can cook. I feel like men choose a woman over who gives him peace and who he can. All right. So I actually. Yeah.
Like, okay. Let me not to, just to interject on that, Chris. So let me play this clip here. I was kind of sitting on it, but we kind of been broaching these things. So let me play this clip real quick, and then we can really talk about it. And Chris, you could jump right back in. All right. but I think I looked at probably 50 videos to try to find one I think align with most men's preferences or what he's looking for. I think this man does a pretty good job. All right, hold on.
You want a woman who lessens your stress, not adds to it. Now, you don't want a woman who's a doormat. You don't want a woman who's competing with you.
Hold on.
You want to look for a woman who seeks and brings you peace. As men, we deal with enough tension and conflict in our everyday lives. You want a woman who lessens your stress, not adds to it. Now, you don't want a woman who's a doormat, but you don't want a woman who's competing with you either. A must-have is a woman who respects you. Pay attention to how she behaves towards you, how she speaks to you. Is she always contradicting you, questioning your judgment? You want a woman who trusts your decision-making abilities and respects you as a man. You want to have someone with similar values. Your values are the foundation upon which you build your life. When you share values with a woman, you both are pointing in the same direction. You want to look for a woman who's accepting of you. You have to have the ability to be genuinely who you are. Yes, you want a woman who inspires you to be the best version of you, but not a different you. And yes, you should look for a woman you're physically attracted to. As men, we're visual creatures. Now, the other traits on this list are very important, but it won't matter if you don't want to wake up next to her.
So, peace in most of the videos is top 1 or 2, and then it's beauty or peace. So out of the 50 videos I watch, either beauty was number 1 or peace is high up there. Respect is also very high. But I think this video, all these are 1A, 1B, 1C for men, frankly. So I wanted to put that video out there so now we can kind of talk about it. So those things are peace, beauty, in any order: peace, beauty, or respect, and really the agreeableness, right? And then the inspiration. Men be very careful, not motivation, but inspiration. If that man's not already motivated, you're gonna have problems. But inspiration is what a woman can be. Go ahead, love.
Okay, so I was with you. I was checking with everything, literally everything, and I agree 99%. But that whole agreeable thing, that right there, I'm just like, I agree. Respect is important. I do. The reason why it's like, what if she has a difference of opinion? And so if I have a difference of opinion, does that make me not agreeable?
Well, you heard what he said.
And that's the problem piece. That's the problematic piece of it. Everything else, the respect. Absolutely, you should absolutely respect your man. Absolutely trust his decision-making skills. Absolutely not question everything that he does. But being agreeable, that one stuck with me because I have a difference of opinion at times, and or adding on or expounding upon what he's saying, thinking, or doing. Right? It's like I have my own mind. And so if me expressing that in a respectful manner makes me not agreeable, then that's problematic. And you want someone that's a robot.
What would you say, and Mary, you could jump in. What would you say if he just has a program and he expects the woman with the same values to be on his program?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Values are important. You have to. I agree. You can't go far walking different directions. You can't go left and I go right and we go far. That's not going to work. So yes, values, that's equally yoked I talked about. All I'm saying is agreeable. I'm not going to always agree with you, and I should be allowed to express those times. I don't want to live in fear that me disagreeing with you is problematic or is shunned, looked poorly on, put it that way.
Okay. Go ahead, Mary.
So my thing is, with you feeling like you're not agreeable, is it because you haven't come across somebody that you can actually agree with that would be on the same page as you?
No, what I'm saying is I should be allowed to express my opinion.
Right. So being agreeable doesn't mean that you don't express your opinion. If you come across the right person that actually leads, because he did mention allowing him to be a man. So if you come across the right person that's a man, you're going to find yourself not really disagreeing with a lot of things that he says. If you're putting your trust in the fact that that's your man and you're allowing him to lead, you're not going to have a lot of disagreements. It's not you being
a lot. Yeah, I agree with you on that. We shouldn't always be arguing.
It's not it's not you not being, just somebody that, because the way you put it was more so like, oh, I'm not going to agree with nothing you say. I'm always going to have something to say. Like, that's how it kind of comes off.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's how it comes off. Like, you wouldn't agree at all. So we're going to have disagreements. So the way I took it in the video was more so allowing him to be a man. And when you come across a man that can lead and does say a lot of the right things, you're going to find yourself to be more agreeable.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, I never said constantly argue. Like, who wants to constantly argue? I've never said that. What I'm saying is, and I asked the question first, my very first time I said, is it considered not agreeable if I don't agree with some things that you say and I give my opinion? I initially asked that question. Is that considered not agreeable if I have a difference of opinion? I'm not saying always saying white when you say black. That's ridiculous. That is argumentative and combative. Nobody wants that. I am asking a man or the men in the audience, in the comments, what is agreeable? Is it always agreeing with what you say? Because I agree literally everything that man said. Let a man be a man. Let that man lead. We have to have similar values. We have to, trust. I agree with all of that. I'm asking, is agreeable, an agreeable woman, does that mean she always has to agree with you? And if she gives her opinion that's different from yours, is that considered not agreeable? Or if she says, honey, I know you said this, but I think that we should go this way based upon these facts and these variables. That's all I'm asking. I want to know that from a man, HAMP.
Sorry, I was looking at these. Say it one more time.
What's your definition of agreeable? Because there's actually two different definitions.
Yeah. So, in terms of like your woman in a relationship, the opinion is valued, right? So for a man not to have it doesn't make sense for him, because you should be his greatest counsel as a helpmeet. Now, when you contrary just for the sake of being so, how you deliver said information, if you think that your suggestion is more than the suggestion, it should be followed. That's when we have issue. But if you say, hey babe, have you considered X, Y, and Z? Right? Just as a consideration, then he considers it and says, okay, based on what my wife knows, based on what she's shown, these decisions and her opinions are sound. Let me put this into my final decision. Right? It's important for men. You guys, if you do business, or you ever read Machiavelli's The Prince, you make somebody think that their idea, your idea is their idea.
Absolutely.
So men often will receive your presentation better like that. Right? We don't really want it this, that, and that. Like nobody, we're not dealing with that, because men, generally speaking, don't have those type of conversations with each other. Oftentimes, even the softest men, they will end up in a fight. You've seen fight compilations. It'd be Jimmy and Joe fighting, right? Because at a point it gets there. So that delivery means so much to us.
I agree. So the point is, a woman can express her difference of opinion without being considered not agreeable.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. It's definitely have to converse. And at the same time, here's where it gets trying though, when he doesn't go with your suggestions. And if he continues,
when it doesn't work out, can you say I told you so if it doesn't work out, or is that wrong?
As a man, he should, as a man, say, hey, I fucked that up, because he should be ready and willing and able to deal with the consequences. Also, another reason why we want to make the decision is so that we can deal with the consequences by ourselves. Is that healthy necessarily? Not always, but man's natural innate state is to protect his children and his woman, right? So that's his natural nature. He has to live in that, and that's why decision making is so important for us.
And that's why sometimes as well, when it does come to men, sometimes don't give your opinion. If it's not detrimental to something that you will take an extreme loss, and your man, your husband, whoever is coming to you, and he's excited about it, he got a plan about it. It's what is going to turn the man off to make him feel like you're always contradicting him is when you always have an opinion that is not in his way. Sometimes you gotta let them be able to fuck shit up on their own. You get what I'm saying? Because again, like Hamp said, they're the ones that have to clean it up. So sometimes just what may come off as you being agreeable to the man is you just not giving an opinion at all and just, support him. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it. And, I can see your point of view, because I think that's what us as women miss a lot as well, is whether it's relationships, familyships, friendships, everybody don't need to hear your opinion.
Go ahead, Shan.
So if he wanted to invest in something, which is like, say, a gamble, and it's your mortgage, would you agree with that?
That's why I said something that's not detrimental.
Oh, okay. So that would be detrimental. Okay.
Right. Finances are always detrimental.
Okay, I'm about to say I missed that one. Okay.
But here's the key to those decisions. That's when you have to stand in that agreeable nature the most. The conversation still has to happen. But when it really hits the fan, that's when you really know who by your side and who holding you down. So if she can agree about if we're going to Mickey D's or not, that's cool. But if we want to take out a second mortgage or whatever the case is, and you have a dream, right? We want her to stand in that agreeableness at that time when the bullets are flying.
And thank you for saying that, because that's the point. Because I hate when we talk in hyperbole. Disagree with him all the time. Disagree with him every time. No one's saying that. I'm talking about stuff that matters. When I see you trying to make a decision with the finances, do a second mortgage on a house, I don't think we need to do that, because of these different variables, and we don't agree.
I wouldn't mind
my difference of opinion.
I wouldn't mind it though, Asia.
I wouldn't. No, I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me.
Yeah. So Asia,
I would.
But does your man have the final say in that household?
And that's where the trust really has to come in, and you have to be very honest, because he has the final say.
Not an Asia house. Not an Asia house.
Everybody mute, goddammit. Asia, answer the question.
Does he have the final say?
Hold on a second. This nigga one-on-one. Yo, you ain't about to tap dance. The girls ain't about to be shaking their head. You can't see them.
So,
you on the hot seat. You don't like that shit. I ain't never seen you lost for it. Let me bring the ladies back up so you get comfortable.
So letting him have the final say so in the house when I know it's a bad move. I gotta be real right now. I can't go with popular opinion, and that's why you sing. I don't really care about that right now. If this second mortgage on the house, I would be like, no, and you need my signature. We gotta talk this out some more.
How you know it's a bad plan though?
I'm talking hypothetically. If it's a bad plan based upon these different variables, but like Hamp said, he has a dream to fulfill his dream or whatever. And I'm like, these variables, what is lining up? Yeah, this 8 out of 10 is saying no, but you're really holding on to the 2, sir. My man's holding on to the 2. And I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make sense. I'm being real. I'm like, we got to talk this out some more. Prove to me that this impacts both of us. And I'm just being real right now. Yeah, I might get ate up in the comments, but it's okay. It's tight, but it's right.
Well, I feel like if you're gonna let him have the last word, he's gonna have to have the last word in everything, regardless of whether you feel like he should have it in that particular situation, like refinancing your house or something for his dream. Have the conversation.
Chris,
share your opinion.
You said in the beginning, I didn't hear the first part. I'm asking.
He said, if you let him have the last word, he'll always have the last word.
No, I said, I feel like if he's going to have the last word in your household, he should always have the last word. And that's whether y'all going to McDonald's or whether y'all refinancing your house. Because if that's how your relationship is going to be, it's going to be in all things. And that's not saying that you're not going to have the conversation with him about that. But kind of like what Hamp said, like, if he gonna mess up, let him mess up. Y'all just want to pick them pieces up together on the back end.
Yeah. I don't agree with that. And
it's gonna be rough. I'm not saying it ain't gonna be, stuff in the middle of that, but
yeah, I'm just being real. Like I said, eat me up, y'all. But I'm just being real. Eat me up. It's McDonald's. I don't care about McDonald's. Stop talking about McDonald's, y'all. Real life real life decisions. Does he have the final say so? When it could has potential to be financial ruin for y'all? Are you gonna have the
because
final
I feel
say
like
so? That's fine. I'm saying no.
Well, I feel like with him as a man taking on that load in general, like when you get with a woman and y'all get married and y'all make the decision that he's going to lead that household, he has to take into consideration that, hey, I'm not only thinking for myself now, I'm thinking for my wife, I'm thinking for our children, whoever else comes out of that. So he has to wholeheartedly try and make the right decision, and y'all gonna have the conversation, and if it mess up, it's all on him. And hopefully, you'll be there to support and pick it up and whatever. But it's a decision that was made. That's how you guys decided to lead your life.
Right. And that's why it's very important who you connect yourself with in a partner. That is super duper important. So it really wouldn't come down, this hypothetical, it really wouldn't be such a hard thing because I trust my husband with my life. I trust him with everything. So it really wouldn't be this second time around.
So you're gonna support him then?
Second time around, right? And I have to make sure that I'm in the right space.
Listen, see that.
So then, yes, I would, because then I just made with my life.
Here we go with the contradiction.
I gotta breathe. I gotta breathe. Wait.
Either way,
through it.
Either way, like Chris said, like Chris mentioned, you either gonna support him the whole way or not at all. I feel like our men lack support from us women a lot. In general, especially in relationships. But that's another topic. So I do, damn, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, lost my train of thought. But
get a pen and paper next time, Mary. You're getting old.
Well, let me hold on. Well, just get your thought together. Obviously, if you guys are making real life decisions, Rotunda, and you can speak hypothetically, or you can speak through experience, does your man have that final say?
I
wish I had my buttons. Bruh.
Put them in the bathroom.
All right, Rotunda, think about it. Sis.
Wait, ask it again. That bruh and that got me. Ask me.
So this is a hypothetical, but you guys are making real life decisions, which means this is a very substantive relationship or marriage, right? So he wants to refinance the house, right? To fund a business that he's been dreaming about, a food truck. I don't know. And you don't necessarily agree with it. How you gonna act?
He just better be ready to deal with.
You think the cons outweigh the pros? Let's say. Go ahead.
He just better be ready to deal with everything that comes with it if it fails.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
all.
Now hear the tone.
Okay.
Say, nigga, I told you so. You can hear that in your head right now. Food truck ain't selling. He trying to force sell the shit. I told you not to buy that shit. I told you don't do this and then third. That's why you stupid. That's why you cross-eyed. All types of shit.
Nah, I wouldn't say all that, but I would. I might say some of that because certain industries are just vicious. So you know that off the top. So if you're taking that risk and you bringing me along with it and the kids and the mortgages and everything else, then come on, like you better have a plan. You better work till you can't work no more. That's all. That's what I would be thinking.
I feel like we all have this negative connotation, like kind of around it, though. Is that because we've probably been with guys that ain't been about nothing? But I feel like when you get with the right one that is leading you correctly, you're not gonna have an issue.
None of that. No, being realistic, entrepreneurship is risky. So I mean, that it just is what it is. Either it's gonna work or it isn't. So we're just being realistic. I like entrepreneurs. I mean, I would encourage certain businesses, but if he's got this magic plan and he just knows this is gonna work, and I'm like, that's probably a little shaky, but that's just that. But
Rotunda, you got your thought?
I feel like I would allow him to lead if he was an expert in what he wanted to do.
What if he wasn't?
I'm just saying, like if he's like a construction worker and he's just like baby, we're gonna take the second mortgage out in this house, and I'm gonna get a food truck. And I'm like, who's cooking the food? Like, what are you doing? Like, what? But if he's a chef, right? And he was like, I want to get a food truck. I'm like, all right, let's get it, because you're a chef. They like your food, they whatever the case is. My thing is, I mean, I would allow him to lead if he was experiencing what he was doing. I can't, we know the scriptures say, wisdom, wise man, all of that. A wise man is not going to say, I'm going to take out a second mortgage on a food truck when I don't cook, or I don't know where the truck is coming from. He's not going to do that. So like the panel, like Mary said, if he's straight and he know what he got going on, then yeah, I'm gonna let him do what he's gonna do. But if it's not in his field and he's totally thinking that we're gonna pop something out of thin air, no, that's not gonna happen.
What if I told you how women seem to take exception with the word submission? That's why I made it a little bit more palatable by using the word agreeable, and that's the reason why I picked that clip. What if I told you men have take exception with you talking about you gonna allow him to do something? Because I noticed a lot of y'all said I would allow him to. You can't.
You're right. I agree with that statement. But I also don't have a problem being submissive to a man that I respect.
Me either. I've said that on plenty of podcasts. I have no problem being submissive.
How do you think? Question. Well, because you respect the man. Are you on the same page with Rotunda?
Yeah.
How do you show a man love then?
I learn his love language. Exactly. I learn him. I study him. I said that before.
No, good answer. They're both wrong, Shannon. How do men really receive love?
I ain't gonna say she wrong, but you.
No, I'm telling you.
You said, how do they? You telling me how they receive that?
Now, both of them are smart as hell. They both dead ass wrong. So, how do men receive love? How do we know what love? How do we recognize love from a woman?
I would
say affection first.
All right, Shan, mute your mic. Chris, go ahead.
I was gonna say by allowing them to be a man.
Allowing. Here we go with the buzzword.
You know what I mean by allowing, basically stepping back and letting them be who they are naturally.
Allowing, mute.
Okay, so stop taking that. Stop taking those words like literally.
Can we please let somebody answer now? You just answer it. Just saying stuff.
Well, you tell us.
All right, tell us the answer, Ham.
I have a question.
I think you know what I'm trying to say. It's being difficult.
I got a question. At me. Mary, you don't know. No question. How do men? How does a man receive love? How does he recognize it from a woman?
The same way he did his mama. She showed him some affection first.
So I'm gonna say.
Can Mary answer, please? All three.
Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
All the niggas on the top, wrong.
I personally.
Nigga with the dreads in the middle, wrong. Go ahead, Mary.
From my experience in relationship, it's always been the support.
Closer, wrong. Sis. Damn, y'all getting on my nerves.
No, I just think it's the way she takes care of the children, the household, him, and giving them some peace, I guess, and sex.
That's a lot. You just try to name everything they didn't say.
Right, she just had to go down the laundry list. Come on, sis.
She did mention affection, but she didn't say the word.
She didn't say the word. All right, let me share.
Listen, just be yourself.
I know what y'all gonna say, but I think this was a good clip. The people that know me, I think I know what y'all gonna say.
Respect to men is love. Like, men don't feel loved if they don't feel respected. And your job as a woman is to make them look good. Does it look good to a guy to have his girl hugging the whole basketball team, hugging the whole rap scene?
So, easy clip. It's a caucus person, but she said it right.
Are we allowed to listen to them?
But I said that. I said it takes respect. I said that.
Rotunda, no, you didn't, bruh.
I didn't say respect.
No, girl.
I said that I would be submissive to my man if I respect him. That's exactly what I said. You better go back.
She's still talking. I'm ignoring her. Is she saying something? Tell Rotunda I'm not talking to her if somebody hear from her. But nah, but yeah, and it's crazy, right? Because Kevin put this in the chat before when we started answering the question. This was his initial answer. That's how we really perceive it. If you don't respect us, that love doesn't resonate with us. And so some of the contrary opinions, talking out of turn to us, if you don't respect us, we have a hard time taking in and perceiving that love from you. What say you, sis?
What'd you say? No, I didn't. Wait, I do got something to say. I think, but love is actionable. So we name actionable
Respect.
stuff.
So, okay, how you talk to him, right? How you address him. Do you serve him his food first, or do you serve the kids first? Right? Do you ask him how his day going? Do you check on him? Are men calling your phone? Do you have male friends? All this stuff. Are you talking to some exes? All type of shit. Are you going on girls trips? Are you going to happy hour with all your coworkers? And some of them is men. Are you going out from 10 to 2 a.m. at night? This is all respect shit to men. It sounds so crazy. This is how men feel. If you dating men and they're not saying this out loud to you, I'm telling you right now, they feel this way to some extent.
So him, because everything I get with, I usually, tonight you've been very agreeable. Thank you. I know you love me because you're being so agreeable tonight. But I just have like those one little itty bitty things you be saying, and one of them was the girls trip. So you can't go on a girls trip and still be who you are as an individual, and then still come back to be a better self in the collective.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now, a girls trip. Most men don't even really prefer their women to be on social media, let alone going out on a girl trip 5 days with a bunch of heifers that got bad intentions.
What about 3 days?
Leave my page tonight.
I mean, and my body count is 2 when this podcast over, so I get it.
I'm just saying, and this is, and again, like I actually when I got engaged initially, and my wife had like a bachelorette thing, I like paid for like the Airbnb and for her to go, and then her friends went, you know what I mean, right? But that's not necessarily preference, and as you mature and get closer to, like, men are less inclined sometimes, because it's just like, also every time my wife ready to go somewhere when we was dating, I always start an argument.
That's manipulation.
No, you just be mad because we don't know how to express it. So we rather be mad because we comfortable being mad. But we really mad that she left, but you ain't clean up before you left. You know what I mean? Shit like that. So, but men don't prefer it.
So let me ask you this. Do men prefer their women to be healthy mentally, spiritually, and emotionally?
Spiritually, I don't want to ask what that look like because I know that can be
I can tell you
a rabbit hole, but yes, we want her to be healthy for sure in every way that people think they should be healthy.
Perfect. And so do you agree that one of the ways that an individual can be healthy and remain healthy is to keep a sense of themselves but still be a part of the collective?
So I think that an easy answer is yes, but I also wonder how necessary that is. Like, I'm perfectly fine with doing everything for my family, period. Like, I'm the last person I think about. I don't know if that's healthy or not, but I think that's how it's supposed to be. And I think if I'm pouring into her and she pouring into me, I think we'll get that fulfillment. Like how often do we need to keep investing in ourselves?
To be
If she's investing in me.
To be the best version of yourself. I just want to know. This is really questions.
Yeah.
They're not gotchas.
No. Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts.
But you
Yeah,
can still be yourself and also be what you need to be for somebody else.
Mary, no girls trips, right, Mary?
But I don't really have friends like that. I was 3.
No kidding.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. Why you say that, Hemp? I'll put myself on mute.
Mary.
But that's because who I am. It has nothing to do with my lifestyle. I've always been that way.
You always been that way. That's why I said.
Yeah.
No, I
you know my personality.
But Mary, don't dodge. No girls trips, right?
I mean, if I wanted to go, I could, but I don't have the desire, if that makes sense. So a lot of things with me having a spouse, 4 kids, 2 dogs,
damn,
I really don't feel like I have voids that need to be fulfilled other places.
Okay.
Like if I'm working on me and my mental health, that means it's about me. It's not about girls trips and hanging out with bitches. I don't care about none of that.
That's fine. So, yeah, but okay, stay right there, Mary. Thank you. I'm glad you said that. Because who you are, you don't have a bunch of girlfriends. Fine. But I thought it was even him just saying you going out of town without the man, right? So if you want to go into solitude in the mountains for 2 or 3 days to be the best version of yourself because you need to get a mental health respite, are you going?
I don't need that to
Hypothetically.
Can we ask somebody else?
Hypothetically, I could if I want. He actually just asked, you know what I mean, if I needed that, you know, due to the type of work that I do and things like that. He asked me if I needed some time to just get away from here and just kind of just regroup. But I don't, I'm somebody that goes to therapy. So that's 1. And 2, I have other things that I can still be here.
Are you going on a girls trip?
I don't have girls to go with.
She doesn't have female friends, so stop asking her that. Like you gotta ask.
No, I'm not gonna say I don't have female friends. I have 3, but we're all moms with multiple kids.
All right. Yeah. So, Chris, what you think about the girls trip thing? And I'm telling you, men feel this way. There's levels to how they feel it, but I guarantee the men that you want, high value men, right? That they have their pronoun they was born with, men. That this is how they feel. And people layer it as insecure. I don't even know why, but it seems to be layered like no, this is just genuinely how we feel. Our woman is ours. That's how we feel.
Is there a difference between a girls trip with single women and a girls trip with married women for y'all? No, just like no girls trip at all.
I mean, again, the men feel this way, but how it manifests, your man might still be like, all right, go ahead. But I'm just telling you, it's a feeling like, you know what I mean? Because soon as something happens, you're gonna be kicking.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Girls trips are great. Like I know a lot of people that do them. I personally wouldn't because I don't want to hang around with just only women. That's just a little too much for me personally. But I'm all for it if that's something that somebody wants to do.
Okay, Shan, you know your man don't really fuck with girls trips. You still gonna rock with him?
I'm watching you and I'm recording what you're saying.
She could be learning this whole podcast.
Normally, I would go with the girls trip. But I probably will opt out if it got serious.
Okay.
If it got serious, I probably will opt out.
See, Shan processing. I've been noticing her forehead been getting shinier and shinier the whole podcast.
That's the light. That's the light. It's probably the oils from working out. But yeah, I would. I love girls trips. I have my best time with the girls, like laughing and just enjoying, each other. We act silly. You just don't get that when you with your man. It's just like, it's a boob trip. It's, y'all.
So you're not going on the girls' trip. What about a solo trip? Would you need to get away to get your mind right just for a couple of days, just in the mountains, just do a retreat? You're not going there either?
No.
Okay.
No,
If it got that serious, no, I probably wouldn't. I would opt out. To back when I was younger, I would go on the girls' trip, but today, no, I will stay.
So also, love, just on that point, men don't fuck with solo trips
at all.
Yeah, that is not because the other men gonna be trying to. Oh, sis, you going on a girls' trip?
Sorry, Asia.
Sis, you going on a girls' trip?
No, I don't. I don't want to ever.
Okay.
Good question.
Hold on, Mary. Hold on. Ratonda, you going on a girls' trip?
No.
Mary, what's your Chris? You answered.
So since love the only one now, if you are planning a girls' trip and you have a husband and he says, I don't want you to go. What are you gonna do?
I wouldn't go. If he asked me not to go, I wouldn't go. That was not the original question, Mary. The original question
was putting away girls' trips and shit like that niggas don't like for your marriage, relationship, or whatever the case may be.
The question was not did he say don't go. The question that what HAMP said was they don't like it. They don't like it. He didn't say
right. So the man you're with doesn't like it. So he's telling you, I don't want you to go. He doesn't like it.
No, that's two different things. He may not like it. It's very two different things. He may not like it, but he'd be like with the real clenched teeth. Because again, HAMP didn't want Sharnice to sit there and go do the Airbnb trip for her bachelorette party, but he still did it, right? And so that's what I'm talking about. He didn't say don't go. I don't want you to do it. He did it with clenched teeth and said, "Whatever, man, go ahead." Yeah, that's where I was taking it.
But that wouldn't change your mind. That wouldn't change your mind.
Because he sat there and said, go ahead and do it. But in the back of his mind, he didn't want it. You better sit there and speak up. There's a difference.
But he wants to know that you're choosing him. So a lot of men like to know.
That doesn't mean I don't choose him.
A lot of men like to feel like you're choosing them. Yes, to you it doesn't. But I'm saying men like to feel like you're choosing them. They don't want to feel like they're telling you what to do. They don't want to be that person that's constantly telling you what to do. But do they want you to do things in their favor? Absolutely. So if he's sitting there with clenched teeth about you going on a trip, he wants you to make the decision to be like, you know what? Because I value this and how he feels, I'm not going to go.
But he could also value me and know she needs to get away. But he could value me and be like, I know she needs to get away, so I'm not going to prevent her from going.
But that's
so that is not
because sometimes that has to do with mental health.
Away, and it's not.
You threw mental health in it. All girls' trips are not due to mental health.
Who said that? But who said that, Mary?
But I'm saying that you keep saying my mental health, my mental health, my mental health.
It could be a solo trip.
But I'm saying
a solo trip.
It could be just any type of trip. Not you can't look. You don't even be fucking listening. God damn.
So Mary, you're basically saying, so if using HAMP's scenario, so he doesn't like the fact that he paid for the Airbnb or her going to the bachelorette thing, but he chose to do that because that's what she needed in that moment. That's what she wanted to do. Are you saying that that's wrong because she should have saw that he didn't like it, so she shouldn't have gone?
I don't think that, to me, that specific situation doesn't count because it's a bachelorette party. This is a celebration for you getting ready to get married. This is about you specifically. You get what I'm saying? So I don't correlate that situation. I'm talking about
different scenarios, same kind of circumstance. He paid for a girl's trip for her to go, even though he didn't like it. But she was excited to go.
No, that was an exception. He planned it and sent her. So that I don't even think that was a good example, Henry. But
Sissy's correct.
I'm just trying to figure out if you're saying that the woman, if the man is doing something that he doesn't agree with, the woman should turn around and say, "Oh, I'm not going to do it," because she sees that he doesn't agree with it.
So here's how it'll manifest, right? The man doesn't want to have to tell you no. You know how he feels, you understand him, and therefore you make decisions based on what's best for the group. Right? If he has to say no, you ain't going, we all know that doesn't work well. Right? But if you understand his reasoning, how he feels, just generally his sentiment, then you err on the side of his sentiment. Because what do you guys think the number one reason men cheat is? Just give me one sentence.
Just because they feel like it, or it's available.
And we're talking about married men, not like dating or.
I'm talking about married men. A lot of married men are single.
Okay.
Because someone else gave him what he wanted. I'm talking about physically.
My husband cheated because he didn't get no sex. He wasn't getting respected. He didn't get no sex. That's just what it is.
Okay. Love, what you think?
I will go with the majority. The majority of men cheat because they're not getting what they want at home.
Okay. Shan?
I think some men just like varieties.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to just stay at home regardless.
Mary?
I think a lot of it has to do with the ego. Lacking something somewhere in regards to like the respect, just them not feeling like they're the man they're supposed to be. God damn, Venus. Shh.
Okay. Chris, sorry, what was yours?
No, I was just basically saying they're not getting whatever they need at home, so they're looking elsewhere for it, and it doesn't always have to be sexual. It could be attention, it could be respect, it could be a number of things.
So before we go into it, I just want to say shout out to Kevin3905. He sent us a $20 Cash App. He's been on since the beginning. I think he might even be a new viewer. So shout out to Kev, man. So, and you can look this up. Men stepped out. Sex is second to appreciation. Men often feel underappreciated and undervalued in their marriages. That's something that can burn a hole, right? And if you notice, society does it too with Mother's Day versus Father's Day, right? You don't never see no men talking about I'm the mom and the dad, but men get undermined so much just on that. Just as a small example. Right, we get faced with new wave feminism. We get faced with this so-called patriarchy, like men, like the man who's waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting on the back of the dump truck, is somehow benefiting from this patriarchy. He literally doing that for his family. We know we get shit on, and it gets justified as black men specifically about what we do and don't do. We all get categorized into one category when the statistics don't necessarily support said category. So men will feel underappreciated. And then they go out to somebody who appreciates them. Because if you're talking about a high value man that's been having sex since sex, that can't be the only thing. Now, is monogamy necessarily natural? That's a discussion. But appreciation was one of those main things that caused men to step out, and obviously sexless marriages is very close. What do you guys think about that?
That's challenging to digest because your children barely appreciate you, and you have to do everything for your children, and you don't give them up because they don't say please and thank you. You still go to the end of the road and back for them. So men, you guys find these excuses like lack of appreciation and say, oh, we wanted to go hit that around the corner. No, you saw her on Instagram, saw her on Facebook, you saw her out at the club, and you hollered at it and you wanted it. I like when men take accountability for their actions.
Okay. Chris, what you think? The lack of appreciation is one of the biggest factors.
I can agree with that. I mean, I feel like just as a black man in general, it's already hard enough out there in the world for them, and then just to come back to your relationship where you want to feel that and you don't get it. I can see how it happens. I don't agree with it, but I can see it.
Anybody else want to comment on appreciation being the number one factor?
I agree with sis. Go ahead, Mary.
I was saying I agree as well. I mean, I as a woman would leave somebody for lack of appreciation, so I can see how a man would go cheat for lack of appreciation.
What you think, Shan?
I agree, but the question I have is, do you have to tell someone you appreciate them, or do you show them that you appreciate them?
I think it's a little of both. I think words of affirmation help men. I think oftentimes we may be expected to just do and go, but if my wife, one time she left this note on my computer, like 3 years ago, I still got that note. It's like a sticky note. It don't stick no more, but I still have it. Right. And I'm pretty.
I may say thank you, I appreciate you. But they think you playing like, or you want something or whatever. No, that's me telling you I appreciate you.
Well, maybe the consistency of it, it won't feel so. I don't want to call you frivolous,
It's
but it
just
won't feel
certain
frivolous.
things, Okay, I'm just asking.
It's the little things that matter. Even with my husband, I pack his lunch every day for work and make him breakfast every morning. I leave a postcard with some type of I write down a motivation or any type of thing that just could just make him feel good, and I stick it in his lunchbox.
Yeah, those things go far.
It's like little things like that.
That's very nice.
Let me ask for Tonda. What do you think about that?
I agree. I learned that. That was a learning lesson.
Okay, that's good. So you're saying throughout your experience when you were married or whatever the case?
I marriage was my main learning lesson in life on how to kind of deal with people in general.
Okay.
I feel like the comparison to children, though, that sis made is a little off, though, because children are children. I mean, we grown, you should know better. Like, if a person is communicating to you that they're not feeling appreciated, you need to do something about it if you value that relationship.
But your husband is your family, so we're talking about lack of appreciation. So now we're blaming women, not saying please or thank you on a day he needs that as his way, as a reason for him to go out and cheat.
But we're not talking about one day. I said I can see how it happens. We're not talking about one instance. It could be something that he's been talking about for a while. We're not saying like, oh, one and done. I didn't say thank you, so he just went around and cheated.
Men use any reason to cheat. They use any excuse, any reason to go cheat. What is you getting lack of appreciation from your wife have to do with fucking another bitch?
Appreciation is bigger than please and thank you. It's bigger than please and thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like that's.
I just need an answer. I need an answer to that question. What does me not saying please and thank you, making you putting a little note in your lunchbox have to do with you fucking another bitch?
Well,
I need an answer to that.
Here's how it actually.
Simple.
Here's how it actually.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say here's how it actually manifests. It manifests in please and thank you. Sexless marriages is always something. The house isn't peaceful. The house isn't well kept, right? You cooking me spaghetti, right? The lack of appreciation shows up in so many different ways. We all know spaghetti is a struggle meal. No offense to the strugglers, right? And so all these things are happening along with the lack of please and thank you, right? And I don't think we understand it now. You mentioned children. So in this hypothetical, children are involved, right? I'm not going to leave my children because of these things that I'm lacking when I can potentially get these things somewhere else and none of my household is affected. So that's how men think, because we lose during divorce, right? And so I'm going to keep my household whole, right? And I may try to fulfill those things elsewhere. Not wrong, right, or maybe wrong, right? Just based on what we know, but that's how men process that information, sis, because it is, I don't want to lose my children. I want to be with them every day. but I still have needs and I want to feel respected and wanted. So that's how it happens a lot of the time.
And I think it goes with the lack of
Hold
appreciation.
on, Mary, let me finish. I just took a pause. I wanted that to sink in. Secondly, think about this. Men's provision, right? If he pays most of the bills, just in a maybe in a more traditional sense, he pays most of the bills. He protects the house whenever necessary. He makes sure he does those things, make sure that the car is ready. He kills bugs, cuts the grass, the shit that men do. And he's paying the 80% of the bills, 75% of the bills. What happens as women? So the things that we value, they start to dissipate. Sex becomes less. Maybe your look, even though that shouldn't the only thing that matter. The look may go, your looks may fade a little bit. You may gain a little weight for whatever the reasons are, right? But these are the provisions you provide to men. Whether you think them superficial or not, these are the things that we value. These are things that we want. So I'm gonna still pay the bills, but all my provisions are subsiding while I'm keeping up my end of the bargain. That's how men think too. I'm just telling you how we process it. Before y'all be like, that's bullshit. This is how niggas process it. Like, damn, I'm still paying the bills. I can't get no cheeks.
But you're getting the respect. Remember, you're getting the respect. You're getting the submission. Remember, men value those things. So you're still getting the respect. You're still getting the submission. You're still getting the appreciation. Now, if she got fat, okay, fine. If she can't have sex because she's dried up through menopause, okay, fine. But she's still giving you all those other things that you rated as top. She's still giving you peace at home. She's still being accountable.
Beauty and respect go for like 1 and 2.
I thought homeboy Kevin said submission and respect.
For love.
Okay, so I'm still showing you love. I'm still showing you that I appreciate you. I'm still see you, Shannon. So I'm still giving you those things right there. So why the fact that she got fat and is not giving sex but maybe once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks because of health issues? Why is that such an offense to y'all? And you'd be like, well, we still got to provide and have provision. Why can't you still give me what I need? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm still giving you all these tops.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're wrong. But beauty, from most of the posts and from what I understand, is usually number one. So I think they're all very important. But that presentation of your wife means so much. Sex is very important to a man. I'm just saying that these things fade, but we feel that we keep our end up, right? That's how we feel, and then these things aren't happening, and we feel like it's unfair.
Feelings are frivolous, and I'm not being nasty. I'm being very feelings are frivolous then, because you can feel like you're getting the short end of the bargain or short end of the stick, but I'm still giving you
Agent,
everything.
That's why I said feel. Yeah, I know. But I'm giving y'all insight into like men feel these ways too, but oftentimes we're not articulating well or at all. Mm-hmm. Right? Because
can y'all change though? But can y'all change? I'm saying you feel that way, right? But can there be a maturation to where y'all change and not be so offended if you can't get cheeks as often as you want?
If we can get real respect and submission, real respect and submission,
I hear you.
I think you guys will see more change come.
Okay.
But we really need that though, because like just to be vulnerable, like if I'm talking about myself, right? Like I don't hear a lot of noise, but the most noise that sometimes I hear, like when it's a rough patch at home, is at home. Like motherfuckers don't talk to me no type of way. And I'm not even saying it like I'm big and bad, but I'm hard to beat up. I ain't saying it's impossible, but like Chris and I work. She know like motherfuckers don't, like I don't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So then you don't want to come home and your peace be interrupted in the only place, right? You know what I'm saying? Where everywhere else, like, everybody applauding and singing your graces for good reasons. So that can happen. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to understand, men, we have real tough exteriors, but feelings manifest in us a lot differently. They really do. So we get respect right? In real submission, you can get the world from a man. If we gotta fight you like another man, you probably get less from us.
And that's real talk. And I appreciate you saying that because I can be just as vulnerable. It takes trust though, right? It takes trust.
Yeah.
And I think that's lacking because of, we talked about this before with trauma and whatnot. But if we can really get vulnerable with one another, we would be unstoppable as Black men and women. We would be unstoppable with one another in the strides we would make with each other and in the world. But it's just, walls are put up and nobody wants to be vulnerable sometimes when communication is lacking. But that's real. Like I could give my man the most respect and love and everything he needs. But, women have to work through trauma and bring their walls down and, whatnot. But that was real talk. I appreciate you even being that transparent.
No, 100%. All right, everybody give it up. I don't have my buttons. You know what I mean? So listen, this was a dope conversation. What the hell did I call this show? I done forgot what the fuck the name of the show is.
Women's POV.
Oh yeah, point of view. We're gonna do this much more often. Rotunda, for it to be your first time, you did a very, very decent job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's dope. Please read 1 Corinthians 7 again. But anyway, I don't I'm gonna stop saying Jerry Springer, right, Asia? Why I keep giving him so much credit?
Yeah, that's your little superhero. He stays the same Jerry Springer, but it works. Go ahead.
And I don't really fuck with Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs. Mary, final thought.
Marriage ain't for everybody. People will never be married.
Chris, you're on mute, smart guy.
I do that every time. I think for a relationship to work, both parties have to be equally yoked and they both have to communicate what their needs and wants are. And if that's something you can't provide to the other person, you just need to be honest and move on.
Or Rotunda?
Learn yourself, and learn your spouse. It goes a long way.
Yeah. Sis?
Let's see. Double R Films, is that what that says? I did take a couple pointers from today's podcast. Respect and submission, I will try to implement. Well, if I ever do get married, because I think marriage could be for anybody. So married women, please don't ever get it twisted, because your husband might be out here very single. So, but let me go back. I do think marriage is for everyone. There's someone for everybody. Women out here. All right. Take care. Have a good night.
Asia.
I had to get that last laugh out. This was an awesome conversation, and I think that it ended so well with HAMP from a men's perspective being very vulnerable and transparent. I think it's very important also for each side, each sex, to know one another individually. Know yourself, know your partner, and be true to yourself, because you won't be good to either one of you if you're lying to yourself. This is a very important conversation that we had, and I just want us to be vulnerable and transparent with one another, Black men and women. And we, like I said, we would be unstoppable. This would be the great world that we would continue to produce. So much love, y'all.
Yeah. Shout out to Kev. He said we are awesome. We appreciate that. This was a dope conversation. I appreciate the ladies giving me the space to kind of speak for the fellas, and the fellas in the comments kind of seconding even some of the stuff I said before I said it. I think we got to do a better job of listening from a lady's perspective, and we got to do a better job of communicating from a male perspective. And I want you guys to thoroughly understand, it sounds very Neanderthal-esque how we think. This is how we think. Like, right? And it may not manifest like we gonna walk on our hands again, But we don't want nobody talking to our lady, touching our lady, calling our lady, none of that. We feel some type of way about everybody that you've been with before us. These are real facts. Nigga come down, nigga start sucking their teeth. The fuck out of here, nigga. I'll beat your ass. You don't even know them, right? But that's how men really feel. You know what I'm saying? So just take time to listen, to understand it, whether or not you agree. But just know that the men that you are looking for, right, that hold the key to relationships, this is how they think. Different levels, but this is how they think. All right. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.